Hello again, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about pronouns. Now, there are a lot of pronouns in English, and they're used in a lot of cases. For example, the personal, possessive, reflexive, demonstrative, indefinite, and a few others. But today we are going to begin our discussion with personal pronouns. And before I go into too much more detail, I want to look at them in context. I want to show us a few examples, and I want to examine them a little more closely. So first, be sure he knows the answer, or ask him, he must know the answer. Next, who's there? It's me. And next, I can always rely on her. So in the first sentence, he knows, he is the subject. However, in the second sentence, he becomes the object. So instead, we say him. In the third sentence, we have the verb to be. So just like in sentence 2, we use the objective case. And in the fourth sentence, after a preposition, we will also use the objective case. So if your pronoun is in the subject, you will use one of the following: I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Or if it is in the object, we will say me, you, him, her, it again, us, you, and them. Now those are our personal pronouns. We use them to refer to people, but just to people. Now let's kick it up a notch. Let's look at possessive pronouns. Now possessive pronouns simply show that something belongs to somebody. For example, if I ask you the question, whose house is it? You would reply, it's my house, or the house is mine. So if we analyze the two previous examples, we can conclude that if the pronoun is followed by a noun, my house, we use my, your, his, her, its, our, your, or their. However, if the pronoun is not followed by a noun and appears at the end of a sentence, then we will use the following forms. And most of them end with the letter S. Mine, for me, yours, his, hers, its, theirs, ours, and yours, meaning belonging to all of you, not just you singular. Now, our next step are the reflexive pronouns, and these show that the subject of the sentence and the object of the sentence are the same. For example, Anne has decorated the tree herself. Or, let me introduce myself. There are also some verbs after which we use reflexive pronouns. For example, behave, enjoy, introduce, help, and teach. However, there are some verbs that we should not use reflexive pronouns after. For example, wash, shave, dress, feel, things that people commonly do by themselves. And in this case, we will usually not use a reflexive pronoun, although you may see it from time to time. There are also some problematic phrases when you are using reflexive pronouns. For example, many students, when they want to sound polite, will say something like, how do you feel yourself? Or, feel yourself at home. We never, ever, ever use reflexive pronouns after the word feel. For example, the first question, how do you feel yourself, should just be, how do you feel? Without a reflexive pronoun, or without any pronoun after the verb. The second, feel yourself at home, we have a set expression for, and this is a very common expression. We say make yourself at home, but do not use feel. Now, just like there are set expressions for to make yourself at home, There are other set expressions in English which make use of reflexive pronouns. Let's look at a few together. To be oneself. It means to be and behave as you naturally are or as you normally do. Like in the sentence, keep calm and just be yourself. Also, to be by oneself or to be alone. Like in the example, I could not even imagine that all of these people would leave in an hour and I could be by myself. Next, enjoy yourself. It means have a good time. Or do it yourself. It means to do it without help. You will also hear the phrase DIY. A lot of times we'll use this for projects around the house, and all it means is that you don't go to a store and buy something that's already been made. You make it yourself. Or it's a project you do yourself. Next, help yourself to something, like help yourself to the cake. It means serve yourself. Please feel free to take a piece of cake. Next, make yourself at home. Feel comfortable in my house. I'm just welcoming you. Next, make yourself understand. Make your speech, ideas, and thoughts clearer, better, easier to understand, or more accurately understand a certain topic. Here, I'm telling you to do it yourself, to force yourself to do it. Now, the next set of pronouns I want to talk about are the demonstrative pronouns. Its name interprets its meaning literally, and our examples of demonstrative pronouns are this and these, the plural form, that and those, plural, such and same. This and these are used to show that something or somebody is near us. That and those are used to show that something is far away. And a rule of thumb you can use is if you can hold it in your hand or it is close to you, you say this. But if you need to point, you say that. And as I previously mentioned, this and that are the singular forms, so you will use them with a singular noun after them. Likewise, these and those are the plural forms, so they will require a plural noun afterwards. And let's look at some examples of all of these together. First, please take this t-shirt. I'm only handing you one, so I say this t-shirt. But if I say these people work for our competitor, I'm talking about more than one person. I'm talking about people. So I say these. Next, that lady is his wife. Now, I'm only talking about one lady, so I use that. But if I say that those exhibits are more valuable than these exhibits, I'm talking about those exhibits, plural, over there. And if I'm comparing them, I'll usually use one form, either this or that, or these or those, and then I will switch to the other form. This is more than that, or that is more than this. This or those are less than these are more than those. We will normally switch between them. And just like with reflexive pronouns, there are also some set phrases where we use demonstrative pronouns. Now let's look at a few together. First, those present. I'm talking about people who are here, are not absent. Everyone who has showed up today. Next, those concerned. People who are interested or involved or who my information applies to. Just really anyone interested or involved. Next, that's right. Here I am agreeing with you, or I'm saying that the information that you have told me is correct. Next, things like that. Such things. Other things that are like this example. Other things that are similar. Or other actions that are similar. For example, we can't stand him speaking like that. Or I don't like music like that. I'm saying that I don't like things similar to whatever that is. We can also say this in the positive. I can say, I love food like this. In this case, I just really like food that is similar to whatever that is. Next, more than that, or furthermore. Also, that's why, or that is, followed by the best. For example, that is the best pie I have ever eaten. Now, such is a demonstrative pronoun that indicates degree. For example, such a pretty woman, or such a good question. In this case, I'm saying that the woman is very pretty and that the question is very good. And we will always use such with singular, countable nouns, a woman, a question. Finally, same. The word same simply indicates that two words are identical. They match each other. And we should use the article the before it. For example, the same task. In this case, the task that you were given is the same task that I was given. So, they are identical. We have exactly the same task. Or, that's all the same to me. To me, there is no difference between any of these objects. Everything is identical. So, everything is the same. That's all the same to me.